when you go outside during a sunny day, let's make it a clear, beautiful blue sky. All of nature is in bloom, so everything is most likely green or at least alive and not asleep like it is in winter time. At least that's what it looks like, right? Everything seems asleep. Even some animals actually go to sleep for a couple months, but you see, that's not really the point of this video. The point is that sky. What is in that sky? Well, we see a sun. It's the sun that lights up the world. So you're able to actually perceive what is out there, physically speaking. Now here's an interesting point. As the hours go by, eventually the sun will sort of disappear and it will turn dark, and we call that evening and eventually night. And then when it's nighttime, you go to bed, you close your eyes, and then before you know it, you start dreaming and you see another world. In that world, you have all kinds of adventures, you see all kinds of stuff, and yet nobody asks themselves the question, which sun was lighting up that realm? Which sun did it? Which sun made it possible for you to see that world to begin with? Because physically speaking, we need a sun to see stuff. We need light. If there's no light, there's darkness. When we close our eyes, first there's darkness, but out of the darkness comes a new light. What is that light? What is that spiritual sun that is allowing you to see? Well, I wanted you to know that it's actually your own consciousness. Consciousness is the sun creating things that it becomes aware of, that it can be aware of. So one of those quotes from the Bible, for example, said that ye are the light of the world. Well, your consciousness, your infinite awareness is the light of the universe. And we're not talking about this physically, we're talking about this metaphysically. When you're dreaming at night, you're essentially creating your own universe. You might not really perceive it or experience it that way for not being lucid, for not being consciously aware while you're over there. Because usually when we wake up, we only remember it. Now I want to share with you something else that's interesting about this sun of your dream, the inner light of awareness. You see, when you talk about memory, if you just do a quick Google look on this subject, for example, I got it here on a document. They say that memory is the process of taking in information from the world around us, processing it, storing it, and later recalling that information. So when you wake up, right, you weren't lucid of this inner wonderful universe of yours, but you do remember it. You remember you had certain experiences there. You went to certain places. You saw certain people, certain things. Maybe they were completely abnormal, paranormal almost. The things that actually occur there, they might be completely beyond what we normally experience as physical reality, where it's like that should be impossible, but yet it happened. Stuff like flying through the air, levitating, walking on water. All these things, they can happen in that inner world with your inner sun. Now, we take the faculty of memory, right? It says it's the process of taking in information from the world around us. That is how humanity has described the term memory. Okay, so you have memories of dreams that shows you that you have taken in information from the world around you. What world? What sun was lighting that world? What was that place? You should be curious about that. That's what I wanted to say. If you're not curious about any of this, well, then you're probably not ready for any spiritual stuff in general. But if you are curious about the spiritual side of your own nature, you should approach these things in this manner. You see, because I considered this not too long ago, before I went to sleep. We can actually say we have memories of events that took place in our past, but then we also find ourselves wake up in the morning, having memories of dreams, things that actually took place. But again, we can't recall or explain entirely how we can have such memories if the physical body was simply laying still on a bed. If our daily memories are there because of things we actually experienced, then those dreams must be real too, but on another layer of reality. We have clearly experienced seeming adventures even though we can't entirely explain how that is possible. Dreams are mysterious like that. It's like you are collecting and processing information from the non-physical realm. So all your life you've been doing it and perhaps you never really carefully stopped and think about it. We don't really have to become spiritually awake. This is also an interesting point because we already are spiritual beings. So I would change it around. I think we simply want to become spiritually aware of our own being. See, those dreams are already showcasing the spiritual nature of your own being, that non-physical part of your own consciousness. But again, there's a difference between actually being aware of it and just, going along with it, waking up, having it as a memory. But here's another thing. Having it as a memory is a good thing, because that's when you can start analyzing your own dreams. Dreams are full of symbolism and hidden spiritual messages concerning your own journey, concerning your own consciousness, concerning where you're at in this state of evolution. Whether there's warnings in those dreams, they happen all the time. I've had them happen, and they came true, physically speaking. There were warnings non-physically brought to me in the dream world, and then physically in my life, I realized, hey, those dreams actually foretold me. They warned me about something that was about to happen. Other times they give you good news. But here's the thing. If you don't remember them to begin with, then you can't even analyze your own dreams. But by analyzing the dreams, by remembering them more clearly as time goes on, you will eventually also be able to grow spiritually from it, regardless of whether you were aware while you were in the dream or not. Because that being in the dream, being aware there, I realized it's almost like God's grace came to you and allow you to experience it. Because so many people don't seem to experience it at all throughout their life journey over here on planet Earth. Yet I've experienced it, but only still not many times. So it seems to be like I almost have to earn it, but I know it's not true. It's more like God's grace. It's like something that is given to you, and then you get a taste of the real spiritual nature and power that you are. That eternal being that you're a part of, that gave you life, that is your life, that you are. You see all kinds of stuff that is beyond the non-physical. It's completely wild. But we can perhaps agree that most people are maybe not ready for this, and that's why it doesn't occur as easily or even in general. Maybe in another lifetime, maybe they'll just get to learn about it once they're physically gone. I don't know exactly how it all goes, but for some reason some people do experience stuff that is quite peculiar like this. Just like the inner sun. That was the main point of this message, is that there is a sun inside of you that lights up your own world. We call it dreams. And I think it's like a silly term at times as well. I mean, a dream can sound like it's nonsense. It's like stupid, it's fake. See, those words can actually trap us into physicality all over again if we don't see the sheer power behind them. See, perhaps a better way of calling dreams is just simply non-physical realities. That still sounds way more stronger, but you'll hear me use the term dream all the time, because I realize that's just how we generally speak and call it, so it's more recognizable for people. But for yourself individually, you could consider them non-physical realities, and then you ask yourself, what is that sun that lights up the non-physical reality? And you come to a conclusion that this is a sun that exists spiritually within yourself, that you are, because everything non-physically speaking is a manifestation of your own state of consciousness, your own state of awareness. So the more negative your own state of consciousness is, the higher the odds are that you'll get nightmares, those scary dreams and visions where creepy things happen. But other times, if you're in a highly optimistic state of consciousness, you get very fun dreams, having great adventures. But then, if you even go beyond that, go to the divine, well, then you get visions that are out of this world. I can tell you that much. I've had them constantly happen to me. Visions, dreams, non-physical realities, whatever you want to call them, they're completely out of this world. Layers of love and compassion and joy that are beyond this world, that are 1,000 times magnified than what you could ever have as a physical human being. That's the beauty of it all, because that is the future of the soul. That's where you will grow, towards realms where there's total bliss and unity, and all the good things of the soul could ever wish for. They are all there, fulfilled in those higher realms, those divine realms. But you can go there from first being now a physically focused being, then you become aware of those non-physical realities, aka your dreams, and then you start to contemplate more of those non-physical realities, those dreams of yours, what they actually mean, and then hopefully by the grace of God you will be allowed to be consciously aware while you're in one of those non-physical realities, because your life will change forever. It will never go back to what it was after you've gained that experience, after you've witnessed it for yourself, first person, with your own spiritual eyes. You were standing there, you were moving there, you knew, I'm an immortal, eternal being. This is so wonderful, I should share it with the world. And then the sad part is, most of the world, they will not listen to you. See, most of the world, they will dismiss what I'm saying through these videos. Maybe they'll think I'm just simply crazy. It's okay. That's just the way it is. In all the ancient scriptures, on this planet in general, you've seen it. People always judge the non-physical, because the non-physical is such a personal, intimate thing to experience, you've got to go through it yourself before it will ever make sense. Up until that point, you can only listen to others talk about it, like myself, but if you've not had the conscious recognition of the non-physical realities, then they only can give you maybe some sort of hope that there's something greater out there worth, exploring and achieving, but it still isn't as impactful as when you have the experience for yourself and start analyzing your own dreams, your non-physical realities, and really think about it. What sun is lighting up the world when I am asleep with the body? What's making it possible for me to see it? Perhaps I am indeed the light of the world.